remember 10 years of his passing away. It's just like yesterday, because when I still look at the picture of the president holding the sword of state and taking the presidential oath at the Independence Square on the 7th of January 2009, as I stood there at the Independence Square seeing my boss take the oath, we had gone through a lot of campaign. The hustle. First round, second round, and then third round. So there was really no breathing space after the third round. The final declaration of results by Dr. Kojo Afarijan, and then being sworn in as president, and the hurly-burly of woof. And here's a man who had pledged to the people of Ghana that he was going to lead in a certain way. Key was to manage the affairs of state in a certain way. And I recall one of his favorite lines, because I used to write his speeches, and graciously and humbly so, and something, but of course, this is something that he himself came up with, that he will not be part of profligate expenditure. Profligate expenditure. So he's sworn in, and there should have been a state banquet, which is standard procedure. President Mills turned down the state banquet. Of course, it doesn't mean that other presidents who had state banquets did anything wrong, no. But everybody has his or her leadership style. He just decided that he didn't want a state banquet. Then he was living on the Spintex Road, specifically Reggie Manuel Gray Estates. And the traffic on the Spintex Road, even today, we haven't overcome that traffic yet, but at that time it was even worse, with no bypasses. President Mills immediately was sworn in, decided that he will move to the castle. Yeah. The castle was supposed to be a place that a president couldn't live. That is in terms of the presidential accommodation. And honestly, if you know what that presidential accommodation looks like in the castle, extremely modest. There's only one bedroom for the president. Yeah. One bedroom. Just one bedroom, a living area for the president. An eating place. But President Mills said that having lived on the Spintex Road for years, knowing the traffic situation, he wasn't going to become president and add to the woes of road users. Because as president, moving in and out, the heavy siren in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evenings, and everybody having to give you way, his heart just could not take it. So rather than inconvenience motorists, he chose to inconvenience himself and live in the castle, no matter how deplorable a state in which the accommodation was. Humility. That feeling, he was so sensitive to the mandate that the people had given him that he was not about to abuse it for any reason. In fact, that bypass that you see on the Spintex that hits the Polo Ground, that was one of President Mills's decisions. Immediately he became president, and knowing the traffic situation on the Spintex Road, instructed, Joe Gidisu was then the roads minister, that anything and everything must be done to create a bypass so that we could begin to ease the traffic burden on the Spintex Road. I mean, that's President Mills for you. And subsequently, every time he had to leave the castle on an assignment, his first instruction to the dispatch riders or the police people, please let's look for the road with the least traffic, because I don't want to inconvenience our people. That is how sensitive he was to his mandate. And of course, his punctuality, even at cabinet meetings, sometimes he will be there before ministers will come. President Mills was a man of extreme steel, a very steely character. His depth, the depth of his knowledge, and the vastness of his experience. Yet still he wrapped humility around it. Was just amazing. I mean, for me, to be the speech writer for such a man, it still amazes me how God put me in that bracket. But he's the God who gives. And I'm grateful to him for having given me that ability and that talent to write, that I could write President Mills's speeches. And when I talk about his speeches, just name it. State of the Nation Address, Independence Day, Labor Day, that is 1st July, ECOWAS, African Union, United Nations. I'm grateful to God, and I'm grateful to President Mills for having given me that opportunity to serve him and serve the nation in that capacity. That's why when you see KOKU Anyidoho still talking about President Mills with a passion, the Atta-Mills Institute and what we are doing to keep his legacy alive, it's not because I have nothing to do. In fact, what I'm doing is a lot of work. You know, there's a difference between a job and work. The job is the one that you do, you engage in, and you get a salary for it. That's job. But work is what you do till you enter the grave. And that's why scripture says that whatever work your hand finds to do, do it diligently, for in the grave there is no work. The Bible doesn't talk about job. Job is human creation, but work is divine. And so I continue to work as the founder, CEO of the Atta-Mills Institute. And within the ambit of that work, I am serving the Republic of Ghana.